wind-swept jaws of Rhinos Pass stands the Three Shire Stone. One pace either way and you're in Cumberland, Westmoreland or Lancashire. According to the common idea of the County Palatine, there ought to be a bunch of dirty mill chimneys in sight somewhere. Strangely enough, there's nothing of the sort to be seen. Northwards, Cumberland and Westmoreland offer you the grand peaks of Pike of Blisco, Bow Fell and the Langdale Pikes. But turn your face to Lancashire, and you don't have to knock any marks off when you look at Fairfield, Weatherlam and the Old Man of Coniston. True, you will very soon find industry of a sort if you turn south. The finest slate in the world is quarried around here. You may think it's rather a pity to scar the mountains like this, but after all, these grey stone buildings that mean somebody's hard-won livelihood don't spoil the landscape nearly so much as one yellow and red bungalow built for somebody's pleasure. The ancient quarries are there if you choose to look for them, but why bother when you can rest your eyes on such loveliness as that of Tarn House? There's a Lancashire youngster. You see, they don't all have to dabble in the dirty canal for tiddlers to put in at last jar. When people live in the heart of such beauty, can you wonder that amongst them have been found poets like Wordsworth and artists like Romney? If you must have your Lancashire file indexed as an industrial county, well, here's the oldest industry of them all. Much since the days when yarn was spun in the homes of the cottagers. Here's a house with one of the old spinning galleries. Coniston Old Hall might be called a desirable country residence now, but it had to be a stronghold when the Fleming family laid its first stones nearly 700 years ago. Coniston Water. Search Great Britain for a perfect scene of water, wood and mountain, and you'll find nothing finer than Lancashire's Coniston. Hawkshead has changed a little since Wordsworth went to school there, but they can still show you where he cut his name in the schoolroom. Here, the tradition of the craftsman working with his hands in his own home is still strong, and there's hardly a house in Hawkshead that doesn't hang out a quaint sign or fill a window with clever workmanship. It'll be all there just the same if she comes back next year to finish that picture. This isn't just a little corner of Lancashire. You could wander in it for months and still be finding new beauty. Here's Esthwaite Water, for instance. Of course, there was an ancient Lake District woman who couldn't see what everybody went into raptures about. She said, "There's nought to see but hills and trees and water." She was quite right, of course, but what a glorious mixture that can be. Few people have discovered the tract of country that lies between Coniston and Windermere, where the sister valleys of Grisdale and Dale Park meet in the lovely Vale of Russland. Life runs very quietly here. There's no need to look both ways for traffic before you slip across the street to tell Mrs. So-and-so how you ticked the butcher off again. Eastward over the ridge lies Windermere. It may not be strictly true to call this one of the Lancashire lakes, since the mere itself lies in Westmoreland. But 3/4 of the shoreline is Lancashire ground, and after all, it's the setting that shows off the jewel. In other words, although it's Westmoreland's water, it's Lancashire's hills and trees. Now that young fellow's left his clothes in Lancashire and taken a header into Westmoreland. The waters of Windermere say goodbye to Westmoreland at Newby Bridge, and the Leven carries them down to the sea through wooded gorge and valley that just waits for some Lancashire poet to sing its song, as Wordsworth immortalized the Vale of Dun. The name of Cartmel is probably known to most of you. Some, of course, will know what the guidebook has to say about King Egfrid and the Austin canons who founded its priory. It's sad to think that a great many more must remember Cartmel as the place where they backed so many losers last Whit Monday. On Humphrey Head they killed the last Lancashire wolf. Nearby at Barrow-in-Furness, the iron workers and shipbuilders have been doing their honest bit for generations to keep the wolf from Lancashire's door. Leaving now the enduring works of nature, we gaze out over the transitory works of man. Yet who shall say that even here there is not beauty? Wordsworth could see it. Motions and means on land and sea, at war with old poetic feeling, not for this shall ye by poets even be judged amiss.